Hi everyone, Vickie here, Rock and Roll Prophetess. Thanks for joining me for the first of the two eclipses this summer. This is going to be our new moon eclipse, July 2nd, 2019 at 10 degrees of Cancer. If you've never seen my readings before, it starts out with a more astrology based, but then it gets more and more psychic as I go along. I loosen up kind of. If you're not into astrology and you think, oh, this is just too much astrology, hang in there because it changes. And if you are very astrology based and it's a science and everything is set in stone, then this might not be the forecast for you because it is more of a psychic reading than an astrology report, I guess. A little bit of both, actually, whatever. So this is it, the eclipse readings. And by the way, I am going to be offering the eclipse readings again. I offered them on that Great American Eclipse back in a couple years ago, and it was in Leo and Aquarius. And now that the eclipses are changed into, we're going to have this one in Cancer, and they're going to be in Capricorn, Cancer and Capricorn for a while. I thought I'd offer it again. So if you want to find that out, you can check out my website and get it. How this both it will be how both the eclipses. We look at your chart, the new moon eclipse, the solar eclipse, and then the lunar eclipse. Also, we look at all of it. So if you're interested, you can check that out. It's on my website. So here it is. 10 degrees of Cancer. It is conjunct the node, but loose. The full moon, the lunar, is going to be right in there. I've already started doing these eclipse readings, so I'm already kind of well versed in this eclipse. There's a big T-square happening with this. There's quite a few aspects, actually. The thing over here doesn't show anything, the aspectarian, but there is stuff happening. The first thing that I go to in these charts, because, well, anytime it's conjunct a node first, let's start there. When we have a conjunction with the node, which is indicative of the eclipses, it's always going to be karmic. It's always going to be karmic. And Saturn and Pluto, they're again more involved in the full moon eclipse, but they're in there. So this is a heavy-duty karmic eclipse. This 4th and 10th house is like the home and the family, the mother and the father. Saturn's the father, the moon is the mother. The 4th house is the home and family. So this is, for many people, having to do with your family. This is stuff that was kind of dumped on us and our family for a lot of us, you know. That's what's been coming up in these readings. I really, I try not to look at anything ahead of time when I do the readings or these either. But that seems to be a theme that is showing up, and I'm tuning into quite a bit of it. Well, we all have it. Come on, we all have baggage. We all were messed up by somebody, right? If it wasn't our parents, it was whoever, the teacher, the coach, the babysitter. There's always somebody around that messed us up. But it's involved with the node, so this is this past life karma. So all of us have an opportunity, if you look at it this way, an opportunity, because that's what it is, to really get in there and figure some stuff out. We're not just wandering aimlessly here. We came with a soul mission, and your own nodes will show that, and a few other things in your chart. And I have that soul reading too if you're interested in that, but we came here with this soul mission. We came here to take on these burdens. We came here to, I was an outsider looking in, it was like, oh yeah, no, yeah, I'll take, yeah, abusive parents, sure, check, I can handle that. Oh, I'm going to be, ashamed, or this or that's going to happen, I'm going to have an accident, blah, blah, blah. Oh, sure, looks like fun, looks like I'm up for the challenge. So you chose all this stuff, whether you believe it or not. But then again, when you get here, it's just like, holy mother of Pete, what the hell did I sign up for? It's a lot easier, like everything in life, I guess. It's a lot easier from the outside looking in. When you're not walking in those moccasins. When you get walking in those moccasins, then you're in for it. And even though, however highly evolved we think we are, many of us studied metaphysics and we think we're so far advanced and all this good stuff. You're human. You get pissed too. You get hurt too. You get, we roll around in the mud just as much as anybody. And, rolling around in the mud, that's the whole point of the earthly incarnation, right? That's the whole point of it. Not being a spectator. What was that great movie? What was that movie? It's Patrick Swayze and he goes to India. And the woman goes, there's three kinds of things. You're a spectator, you're running, you're a spectator. There was like these three different things that just popped in here. And he was, in that movie, they're showing me this. I used to, I haven't seen it in years, but I used to love that movie. But yeah, he came in with an attitude, an ego, he's a big shot doctor, and he knows everything, and these people are just, whatever, low lives who don't give a shit about, if all they have to do is try. And he was all twisted around and messed up too, and he had some major revelations too. It's about getting into it. He got into it, He got into it. He made connections with these people. He was involved, and he became a part of it, and he fully immersed himself in the place that he found himself. And that's what life's all about. And sometimes these eclipses will do that stuff. And if we're like, it brings up things we don't want to look at. That's often a thing with the eclipses. It will do that. But it can be profoundly healing. It can be profoundly, it can be big leaps on your soul growth and your movement and the direction that, the whole reason you're here. You're not here to get so many likes on Facebook or subscribers or followers or, worry about what celebrities are doing and all this stuff. I was just watching somebody's video and they were talking about that, how celebrity obsessed we all are. That's not what we're here to do. That's a distraction. That's a distraction in a lot of ways. It's a distraction from not only our soul work, but it's a distraction from bigger things that are going on. And that's the case with like Pluto transits, and Saturn transits, the outer planets, and Uranus, which is also sextiling the new moon, Uranus 5 degrees. These outer planets, the inner planets are it's like the Sun, Mercury, Venus, Mars. This is all our human stuff. This is our Mercury, our monkey mind, what we're thinking about, what we're worrying about, what we got to do, blah, 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 blah. Drive yourself crazy. Venus, what brings us pleasure, love, beauty, that kind of thing. Mars, sexuality, physical, really being in the physical, being sexual, being, athletic, or, whatever, having a lot of, using this physical vehicle, So, and then we start transitioning to the outer planets. I think maybe Jupiter, I'm not sure where the cutoff is. Here we go, this is back with the science stuff again. But, I totally forgot how I even got on this subject. There was a bigger point that I was going to make. Oh, with these slower moving transits and then being involved in these outer, being the outer planets, that would be the slower moving transits. So here's the ones we talked about. Oh, this isn't in the right order exactly. But the outer planets, is there a list of the planets somewhere? Here we go. Here's a list of the planets. So these are all about, Leo's definitely of the Earth plane. I think it's the first, oh darn it, the first 6 houses, and then the 7th through 10th, but whatever. We're out here. We're way out here. These are the signs, not the planets, but we're way out here. So this is bigger picture stuff. This isn't, it's bigger picture stuff on a soul level, like I've been talking about, for your soul growth and why you're here and all that good stuff. And your life plan, the nodes are kind of like your life plan, your soul mission. But there's also bigger stuff going on with Saturn, all this Capricorn, opposing all this Capricorn stuff. This is the powers that be. I think that's going to come into play more in the full moon eclipse, the lunar eclipse as well. So I don't want to get too much into the Capricorn stuff. I want to save stuff to talk about in the next YouTube thing that I'm going to do. So, there's bigger things going on than our little distractions or things that we're worried about. And there's bigger things going on in our behaviors and how we act in life. There's underlying themes. There's these background woundings. It's a square in this Chiron. There's these background woundings that are going on. And these woundings, are set in place because they're life lessons. They really are. And it doesn't make it any easier. And just knowing that, it would be like if something bad happened to you or a loved one, but, the person was, they were mentally ill, so they didn't know what they were doing, say. Well, that doesn't make it any less painful, what they did, And just knowing that these are life lessons, you know, it doesn't, oh, well, it's just a life lesson. Okay, yeah, that's all. It's still hard. It's still painful. We're still in it. We're still in the flesh, you know. This has a lot about the love, the nurturing too. This is the side of the Capricorn Cancer axis. The Cancer side of it is the nurturing, the internal, the love, how we care for ourselves. This is a good day to do some self-love stuff, for sure. Or initiate a self-love something, a program I'm hearing. But it doesn't have to be all that official program. It could just be, I'm going to take 5 minutes a day to whatever. To go sit outside and read my book. Whatever, you know, in this world we live in, it's always get ahead, achieve, go, do. You know, you gotta keep up with all this, you gotta keep up with the Joneses, and you gotta keep up with all this crap on your computer and tablets and stuff and phones. And it's just, you're always, you know, push, 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 push. This is about being more laid back. This is about being more reflective. This is about self-care, nurturing. Treat yourself to something, food, because Cancer's food stuff, you know. It's like, oh, I you know, Capricorn energy, I'm that way too. It's like, oh, you know, I can't see spending that much for a meal. It's just, oh, even though I might have the money, I have this underlying thing about it, you know, and a lot of people do. Or, oh, I don't want to splurge that a friend of mine's mother used to say, every paycheck you should at least go out and get yourself one little thing. That's more of a material thing too, but, you know, treat yourself to time. Treat yourself to a bath. What is it that makes you really happy that always gets put on the back burner and never done? It's at the end of your list, you know. Well, as soon as I get this work done, that work done, this work done, I check my social media, I do this and that, I go pick up the kids, I do this, blah, 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 blah. Then I'll do this other thing. And then it seems like it just never happens. Self-care often just gets pushed to the back of a line, back of a list, the bottom of a list, the back burner. And again, it doesn't have to be something so big. Maybe I'll just go get my nails done. Maybe I'll just sit in a bathtub. Maybe I'll just, you know, I can tend to everything else, but first I'm going to go take a bath, you know. I'm just going to go have a bath, or I'm going to go whatever it is that makes you happy. It doesn't have to be a bath, or with me, like getting to the lake, you know. I need to make that my daily, it's always like, oh, I don't know. Yeah, I'll do this, this, and this, and then I'm like, oh, it's going to be a hassle to get over there, and blah, 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 my mental mind will talk me out of it, or, you know, blah, 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 this, you know, this thing's going on, there'll be too many people, I don't want to, you know, an hour by the lake for me just does me, it just makes me so much better on every level. It just makes me relaxed, it makes me at peace, it makes me charged and feel better, you know, and that's, for me personally, that's something that would be my thing. I think I'm going to go there today. Actually, you know, here this morning I was going to go to the lake, and I had already talked myself out of it by the time I started this reading. I'm like, oh, no, I got to go this way, and then I'm going to go out of my way. I have to go run here and do blah, blah, blah. I'm going, man, and you guys should too. It's not, again, it's whatever your thing is. Maybe it's not the lake at all, you know. Maybe it's a book, or sitting quietly, or, you know, even watching your favorite show or a movie that you've been saving to watch, or some food. Cancer is like food again, so some kind of good food thing that you wanna treat yourself to, you know. That's what this is. That's what this energy is inviting us to do. That is how the healing begins. That's what I'm hearing. So I looked over at this Chiron again, because it's squaring the Chiron. I mean, we can talk forever about Chiron, and it's all these deep wounds and all this stuff. And then Chiron on Aries wants us to take action about it. We were wallowing while Chiron was in Pisces. We were wallowing in it. We were the martyrs. We were bemoaning. We were bringing up the past. Now we're more in the present moment. So what can I do in this very present moment? That it doesn't, Mars, Aries energy, you know, that's the warrior, that's the fight. It doesn't have to be striking out. I'm going to go track that asshole down and give him a piece of my mind. No, That's not what this is about. This can be a little bit of going in your shell too. You know, that's why it's this retreat energy, or it's the womb. That's the kind of the Cancer energy. But I think the positive way to use this is really some major self-care. Doing something that really brings you peace, brings you pleasure. Maybe it's creative, sitting, you know, that's another thing that gets pushed to the wayside with me too, you know. Oh, I'm going to sit down and do some art, you know. So I got to drag out, I don't have an art space in this house. I got to drag out all my art into the kitchen and set it up and then put it away, and I'm going to have to do, and you know, 9 out of 10 times I don't even do it, you know. And that's a shame. So we all have that. Everybody watching this video has that thing, like, or those things. Like me, I'm sure I can probably sit here and name a bunch more, but whatever. We all have these things. This thing that, it's you know, bring out my art supplies and doing some art, or even just playing music, you know, anything creative. My stuff, that brings me such pleasure and joy and feeds me so much, and it often just gets set aside and pushed away, you know, pushed on the back burner. Oh, I gotta get out and clean the yard or do this or that, you know, that stuff can wait, who cares? In 1 hour, just commit to 1 hour. That's what I'm hearing. Just commit to 1 hour. We could all find 1 hour. The time that you're messing around on Instagram or Twitter or Facebook or whatever, you know, you could be doing that thing for yourself, and not getting all wired out from that, you know, stressed out from that stuff. And it will be healing. This is radical self-care. That's what I'm getting here. Radical self-care. Take that Mars energy and be fierce about it, and be fierce about it with people in our lives, the Palace and Libra here. You know, if you got a bunch of kids in the house or whatever, you know, and they go, well, they got to go to soccer, they got to do this, they need help with their homework, and you know, la 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 la. Say, listen, I'm taking 1 hour for me, and then we'll go do your thing. We'll practice your game or whatever, do your homework or whatever you need help with. But I need this 1 hour for me. Yeah, that 1 hour thing's sure coming through strong. I think that they're talking to me too. But again, it's everybody. I know it's everybody. We all do this. It's our society. That's our society. That's the 10th house, the outward world that we live in. This is the society that we live in. It's competitive. It's dog eat dog. It's, you know. And things involving water, food, staying at home, nurturing yourself, these are all going to be very positive and favorable. Now, it can also bring up stuff, though. I mean, for most of us, it's going to bring stuff up. It's going to bring up these wounds, and a lot of times, Cancer, it's how well we were loved, I'm hearing. How well were we loved when we were growing up? Were we loved well? Everybody probably could say, you know, talk smack about their parents, too. You know, people talk smack about their parents and parenting, and then when they have kids, it's a whole nother story. When you have your own kids, it's like, it's a rough gig. It's a hard job. There's a lot to it. You're going to mess up. You're going to wound them. They're going to wound you. It's all part of the whole, again, this being in the flesh. So that we're swimming in it. We're really swimming in it. So dive in. You know, dive in. Charge yourself up a little, and then dive in with a positive attitude and a good outlook, and clear some stuff. It's a time of clearing. Sometimes things will come up that are pretty intense and pretty, and Lilith's trining it too. Lilith's up here in Pisces. So it could be rage. With Mars, with Chiron and Aries, and Lilith up here making that trine, could be rage. And, you know, our hurt has turned to anger and rage. And we want to strike out. Or even they're showing me like people who hurt themselves, cut themselves and stuff like that. Don't cut yourself. Love yourself. Heal yourself. Kiss yourself. Like Louise Hay used to say, you know. I love you, I love you. Sit in that mirror and say, I love you, I love you. I always kiss my hand. When I catch myself being real down on myself or real critical or beating myself up, you know, kiss my hand. I love you. So do that. I hope you guys are doing that right now. Kiss that hand. You know, there's a grand trine here, though, with the part of fortune. Again, I accidentally left these part of fortunes in these charts. I did not intend to when I set it up to run all the charts for the year. But they start showing up, so maybe I'm gonna keep doing it. Well, they're in for the rest of the year, but I think I might do it in years to come too. So there is a part of fortune. There is a fortunate, something fortunate that can come forth from this. There is some benefit. There is some good vibes and good energy that can come forward. You could, you know, Fortuna, fate, wheel of fortune, it always reminds me of the part of fortune. And that is fate and destiny, again, like the nodes, it's karma, all that stuff. The fact that and it's triple fives too, look at that, 555. This is 55 too, 555, triple fives. So there's some fifth dimensional stuff going on, plain and simple. This is at 5. Yeah, definitely, Chiron's at 5, for sure. Juno's at 5. Yeah, so there's some fifth dimensional energy, portal or something happening for sure. But what I was going to say about it before I noticed the 5s is this Scorpio energy. Scorpio, Pluto, what's it all about? Digging it up all that crap, all that underworld, dark, gooky, dark stuff that we don't want to talk about or know about. Facing it head on, facing it with love, loving our past selves. Be the future self to your past self, to your child, your inner child. Nurture that inner child. Heal multiple timelines. You know, heal them all. You know, I think that's the ultimate karmic challenge of these incarnations is, and I think that the veil is getting so much thinner, is when we're healing one timeline, it echoes out over other timelines too. And these eclipses, these big astrology events like eclipses and different, you know, well, right now what we're talking about is what's coming up is the eclipses, but there's other ones too. These are times when, if you want to, the portal is open. If you want to take a swim, they're showing me diving in the water, diving in the emotion. If you want to dive in, it says dive, they're saying dive in, the water's fine. Well, I don't know about that, but I guess I'll take your word for it, guy. It's just, this can be really intense and heavy duty. But I think if you take the lead in it and be a willing participant instead of being, oh my God, there's horrible stuff's happening to me, it's too painful, I can't take it. Go here. Kiss your hand. Take that bath. Nurture yourself. Love yourself. Be the future self for your inner child. Reach back in time and be there. Be that guardian angel. There's a few things. I've been into this for a few years. I don't really talk about it that much, but I've been kind of really getting into it. There's a few moments where I remember these moments, and then I remember like feeling a presence there and thinking at the time that it was an angel, and I think now that maybe it was me, my future self, or my higher dimensional self, or whatever, but it's a part of me. It wasn't some source outside of me showing up to comfort that crying child. It was me. Okay, I always say that's one of the things in my notebook. I'm gonna have to do a video about that because I have a whole bunch of stuff, but that's another, that never happens either. But that's not self-nurturing. That's just more work on my plate. But yeah, this is self-nurturing, and I'm getting real strong about the fifth dimensional stuff. Contact your rise with your fifth dimensional part of your being. Take that journey to those times. Walk in, they're saying walk in legion with your guides and angels to those pivotal moments. And be the healer, be the champion of your own soul. Wow, pretty cool. All right, I'm going to leave it at that. Again, if you're wanting to get one of those eclipse readings, I have your chart, solar eclipse, lunar eclipse. We look at the whole thing. And I'm going to let it roll till at least the end of July. Probably the end of July we'll stop it. But it goes beyond. It's not just this day. These eclipses affect us. It's in the cardinal signs too now. That's another thing I wanted to bring out. That was something I thought of before we started. This grand cross with the cardinal signs, Libra, Capricorn, Aries, Cancer, Capricorn and Cancer. These are the cardinal signs. What is the cardinal sign energy? The cardinal sign energy is where we shift, we change seasons. When the sun, like the solstice that just passed, when the sun, and that's why I offer those cardinal ingress readings, when the seasons, because it's the whole season coming forward. So all eclipses in that we bring changes, but this is bringing us into a new season. A new season. I'll just leave it at that. I'm not quite getting the right word here. But it initiates change, for sure. And it's going to initiate change into a new era. That's what I was trying to say. It can bring in a new era. Either collectively, but definitely, because it's in Cancer and it's these lower signs here, in our own lives. In our own lives, for sure. A new season. A new day is dawning. Ooh, ooh. Crystal Blue Persuasion. I get that one a lot for some reason. The guys like that song. Crystal Blue Persuasion, if you want to look up the lyrics. Alright, so that's the reading. If you want to order the eclipse reading or other stuff, the past life reading too, is all on my website. Please do check it out. You can find it through the link in the corner, call the eye in the sky, or in the details below. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. I appreciate all your support so much. I have some weekly stuff I put up on Patreon if you're interested in that. Liking, donating, commenting, buying my wares. I have t-shirts, decks, and all sorts of good stuff for sale on my website. So by you supporting me in all these different ways, this allows me to continue to do these free readings each and every week. I put up on YouTube. And I appreciate all your support so much. Remember, you are love and beauty incarnate. Have a great new moon solar eclipse. And I'll speak to you soon.